Hello, everyone. Welcome to our summer newsletter. I'm John Henry Crosby with the Hildebrand Project, and I'm here with my colleagues, Christopher and Catherine. We've just had a tremendous and rather adventurous summer. We did our first virtual summer seminar at the beginning of July on the theme of the heart. And when we were forced to make the switch to virtual, it was very important to me and to all of us that we not just try to do a placeholder event, but that we really wanted to embrace, that is to say, a placeholder event leading, so that we could eventually get back to being live and in person, but to make absolutely the most of the virtual format, and to say that we had really given it a robust test drive. And I have to say, very, very happy with the results. And we'll hear more about our participants from Catherine in a moment. A very, very brief word about the seminar's theme. The theme was the heart, the name of one of Van Hildebrand's great books. Van Hildebrand is one of the central contributions of his work has been the rehabilitation of affectivity, as we sometimes say. Practically, that means simply a thinker who saw that the emotions are often discounted and taken as being less serious, less dignified, somehow part of our animal nature. And he thinks that the philosophical tradition has done this often. And he thinks, on the contrary, that the heart is one of the highest faculties of the person and one of the deepest centers of the person. He speaks of the heart as the real self of the person in some respects. And so we wanted to present this central theme in Van Hildebrand, and we did it over 17 sessions with a big faculty of 15. We did both the philosophical and the historical sessions, and then we did the applied sessions where we looked at affectivity in relation to all sorts of different aspects of human life. We looked at affectivity in its place in love, for example. Then we looked at affectivity also, for example, in the context of a pandemic. What happens when people are subjected to long periods of isolation? So it was a very rich and wonderful and practical kind of seminar. And I'd love to hear from each of you what special memories you have or sessions that were especially dear to you. For me, I would just say that the session between Bishop Barron and Rocco Bucciglione was a special gift and an honor for us to be able to host them. It's certainly one of the fruits of having it a virtual event. I don't think we could have brought them together anytime soon at our summer events, but here we were featuring them together, and they had never met except fleetingly, and they came together to discuss their great love and admiration and deep understanding of the legacy of St. John Paul II. And it was really a most wonderful session. And I'll use this opportunity to say that anyone who would like to see that session or any of the other sessions of our summer seminar can find them on the Hildebrand Project's Facebook page. All of our video from the summer seminar will be produced and eventually posted to our YouTube channel. And so that will, of course, notify everyone when that happens. But in the meantime, you're welcome to check it out on Facebook. Also, the complete summer seminar schedule is to be found on our website. We'll also post that, and perhaps also the Facebook links in the show notes. So I send you all there if you want to get sort of an immediate taste of what we had this summer. But Catherine, tell me about your session that left a particular impression on you.
I was particularly struck by how vivid the seminar was and how engaging it was, and how I was able, as a listener, to be drawn into the sessions and apply it to my particular experience of life. And I think that was precisely because the faculty were sharing from their own experience and from their own professions and from their own academic experience. And I think this theme of the heart made it particularly, made that available in a way that maybe other themes wouldn't be quite so, make it quite a smooth a transition, I think, of taking these practical experiences and applying them and making them mutually illuminating with academic study. So for me, the session that highlighted this, or that I found the most engaging, was this session on emotional healing and brokenness, where we had Derek Jeffries and Anthony Stadlin talking about their experience of their professional work, with Derek talking about his experience with incarcerated persons, and how we see so clearly the way in which the heart enlivens and shapes the way of their experience and how they're living from this incommunicable center. And then Anthony Stadlin talking and taking this on a term of mental healing and mental health, and how in his practice of psychotherapy, how this vision of the person as a whole, acting from their heart, is so vital for having appropriate healing as well. So I found that session the most enlivening, and I think that our viewers found it, that session and all the others, engaging as well, in the way in which they, we had 650 participants, in the way in which they stayed with us throughout the seminar, and they kept coming back, and they kept finding these conversations engaging, and the level of their questions kept getting deeper, where they found these topics and themes resonating in their own lives as well. And they would say, aha, like I see how this philosophical topic applies to the questions that I have every day, and like asking deeper and deeper questions as the week went on. So we had, yeah, sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say,
yeah.
if you could tell us something about the participation rate, which I know was very high.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had these guest passes, and we had full participants, and the full participants who were with us were there in the mornings for small groups and then the afternoons, and they were there with us throughout the entire week with almost 100% participation rate throughout. They just kept coming back, and there wasn't like this drop-off effect that happened as the week went on. It's that after 17 sessions, you'd think that they would experience some sort of fatigue, but they just kept becoming more alive as the week progressed. And so it was just it was a really special event. It was a special week together.
We even ended up adding sessions, didn't we?
That's
At popular request, people wanted us to. And then we had these happy hours in the evening, and at one point we all just checked out and let it run. And I'd check in like every hour or so just to see who all was still there. I was impressed. I think Joseph Seifert wins. Actually, he was the most dedicated. And
last man standing, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I just want to add like how neat I thought it was to see so many people from all over the world, many old friends, and that's always a great joy with our summer seminars, is to see old friends who come back year to year, and but also so many people we've just written to or with, and you only communicated with, and at a distance, who can't usually make the trip. So it was great to be able to spend a lot more time with so many of those people, and to have a really international discussion going on. We have people in all time zones. It was very funny. I think my favorite part was in the questions, people would type their questions, and we would ask would you like to present this question, and sometimes people would say, oh no, the kids are asleep. please read it for me, right? And what a fun thing to be able to have that kind of dedication, but to be able to be having this kind of seminar, not only at a distance, when you're also there with your kids, but also during this time of social distancing and isolation and all this, where it felt great, I think, to bring so many people together, and I think that, everybody was very excited for that. So I thought that went really well, better than we might have thought.
Yeah, I think even much better than we might have thought, and I'm so glad we did it, and of course we look forward to doing more virtual events as the year progresses, certainly by necessity now, but also because it represents an opportunity, and we want to continue to support and serve people who've been with us this summer and many others. Let's pivot to publishing for a moment. Christopher, we've got a lot of exciting stuff in the pipeline. Tell us what people can expect.
Great. I'm very excited to present to you all, if I can lift it, Ethics. It's coming soon. It's not this long. This is a few copies of it, but this is just to show you all. People often don't know, or they're curious what all goes into the making of a book. Many editions, many corrections. Look, I love Hildebrand, but like his notes, we've talked about this before, they're not accurate. There's so much we have to go track down. It's because he does it all from memory is the thing. So I couldn't do that. But so this new edition of Ethics is right around the corner. It's almost done. We've been working on it for a long time. Very important book. absolutely foundational to Hildebrand's works. You know, if you know it, if you've looked for it online, you know, used copies are $200. So don't buy it. Ours is going to be a little bit cheaper than that. If you bought one recently, return it. So this is right around the corner. It should be there in time for the fall semester. If you're wondering what to teach your students, but it's going to open up a whole array of new discussions about Hildebrand. And on those new discussions, I want to announce here for the first time a new totally unplanned pilot. It's not totally unplanned. We've discussed it, but taking what was so successful about the summer seminars, the virtual event, the conversations, the small groups, we want to keep that going. That's always one of the things that happens after the summer seminar. It's such a great time, but we're always left a little crestfallen afterwards because you think, oh gosh, I'm not going to see these people for another year. And, you know, how do we keep this going? We're a small company, and you know, you can't just bring everyone to Steubenville all the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to start doing online reading groups around the publications, not the new publications, but also existing publications. So people can come to the website, find a time that works for you, select, you know, if you're a graduate student, undergraduate, whatever, just generally interested person. We'll kind of match those groups up and host these discussions. So they might be one session on a particular book. It might be 3 or 4 sessions. We're gonna try some different things to figure it out. But it'll let people, one, just have something, a way to engage with the works, but also with other people and the Hildebrand Project. A way to get into, you know, big long books like this that I'm not going to act like they're the easiest books to read, you know, so it might be fun to read them with a few other people. So we want to hear from you. If you have ideas, things you think would, you know, that you've tried, or things you would like to see, let us know. We're going to be rolling this out pretty soon. We just told Catherine about it about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And now we're telling you. So I hope that you'll sign up for those. Where I think it's going to be really fun and interesting. So all that's coming soon.
Well, thanks, Christopher. Yeah, well, that's very exciting, and we look forward to sharing more with our friends in August when we have in our next newsletter. We'll have more about this, I'm sure. We'll also have more about the about another. Come here, son.
Usually it's my daughter. Now it's your son.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
You're on camera. Okay.
Hi.
Puppy. Thank you very much. Well, on that note, I want to thank our viewers for friendship and their support. Tune in next month as well for our newsletter. As always, please follow us on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook. If you haven't signed up for our email, if you happen to be seeing this via YouTube or Facebook, please sign up. There's a lot of content that comes to our friends and followers that way. So thank you very much. Look forward to next time, and God bless. Bye.